Alright, starting with the first round, we have Asuka versus Kazuya. Now with any Mishima, we really want to make sure that we keep them out of their options. I have a whole video on this, but jab, down forward 1 are going to be your best friends against them. That way, stature kick, down back 4, we beat that, and hell sweep we can keep out with down forward 1. Okay, so it looks like we got whiff punish there for back 3. We'll move on from that. So now let's break down this first round because it went by pretty quickly. He punishes with flash punch, and then this is how he gets his offense started. Using some of his plus frames, and he's committing to pretty much all of his strings. The way we get around this is by using back 4, down forward 1, and keeping him out of these options. Then we chose to give up some of our Oki for back 3. And this is usually pretty risky because in the event he wakes up backwards or he wakes up standing, he gets a free whiff punish anyway, even if we were standing super close to him. Because you're minus 19 like that, right? That could happen. He could wake up backwards, minus 19, and then he can try to punish you with something. So generally on every Oki attempt, we're going to make sure we're picking something that's a low hitbox. So like down forward 3, down back 3, and keep our pressure up. And on the second round, Kazuya seems to be relying on sidestep right quite a bit. Sidestep right is pretty strong against Asuka because she only has a few moves that will track in that direction anyway. One of them being down back 1, 2. So here he gets up immediately, sidesteps right. And a lot of moves are whiffing. So rewanted that a little bit just to show you again. Yeah, he's even stepping on his own strings. So there's the hell sweep. Using heat dash to make that safe. Good that you held that charge. It's good that you held that. Okay, more sidestep right from Kazuya. So now let's talk about how to actually deal with people sidestepping Asuka. He uses every possible opportunity to step and potentially get you to whiff in this round. For example, there's wall running 1+2, and then our 1+2 whiffs. And with the frames, this kind of makes sense because Kazi is well within his window to do so. But we can deal with it in a few ways. I would say you can do a generic throw. This will catch people stepping. We can also use forward 4. And up forward 1, 2 will catch people stepping sometimes. This move was created just for tracking people up forward 1, 2. But it is very inconsistent. So in this situation, I would give it a shot, but I wouldn't put too much weight on it. Your best use of catching steppers is going to be forward 4 because it will track 360 degrees around Asuka. Up forward 1, 2 will track up until a certain point. And I'll show you some counter examples for that. It's good that using forward 4, you're trying to catch on to that step. Little miss input there. And then he steps. All right, so now you guys are both 0. And he must know this, right? He blocks your punch parry. This gives you the best sidestep possible, right? If you guys are both at 0, then both of you guys have the best sidestep possible at this point. He uses that time to sidestep to the right, and it makes your back 4 whiff. So from here, you probably want to use forward 4 and catch this sidestep, because most of your other moves will probably whiff. Right, so if I use up forward 1, 2, it's not even close to catching him. So here's kind of why I mentioned that there's a limit to up forward 1, 2. It's not always gonna catch people stepping, and it's kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of how it is. Forward 4 is generally the most consistent for any sidestep. If you just really don't want to whiff ever, that's going to be the most consistent. So there's some more stepping from his own frames. We'll try and insert a forward 4 there. There you go. Actually, this is the round. Yep, that's the round. So he's revealing that sidestep quite often, and we get a lot of value out of paying attention to that and knowing the answer, of course. Responsive hell sweep. Oh, he tries sidestepping again. Good charge. Good job blocking the electric. Steps your heat smash. That's the round. All right, going into this third round. Good forward four. Catches the electric. Decent combo. Spiking for a little bit more damage. Okay, cancel. We're using the cancel for Aoki. It's decent. Okay, Kazuya's pressuring more plus frames. Okay, so your response is to can most of these. Which it could work. It could potentially work. But it's very risky. So I want to break down this whole round. So I think this combo is pretty decent. Don't really have much to say about this situation since he's a little bit sideways. I think you spiking was a good choice. The cancel into throw was also pretty decent. Then you step in this heat smash pretty often. But here's where I think we can make some progress. So this Kazuya is purposely using his plus frames to keep you in this corner. And it's really good to know the frame data behind what he's doing, because his mix-ups are coming out at +5, and that is the last point at which you can sidestep. So if he was +6, you just have to deal with the mix-up. But instead he's at +5, which means you can step the next mix-up. So I'm gonna try sidestepping to the right. Right, there you go. You can get around that mix-up. And I'll actually rewind it a little bit to get a more consistent result. There's while standing 1+2. Step to the right. Watch this. You can actually get a pretty clean punish from here. And then now we're out of the wall. Now he's the one getting comboed. And this looks so much better. So we can get around that particular option with sidestep right. We're mitigating a little damage by using can, but we're still losing the interaction. Then he uses his heat dash. Again, he's +5, which means we still have the opportunity to move. And I'll try moving to the right. And we can sidewalk that next mix-up. And from there, we can punish. So really good to know, really good to pay attention to those frames there. And if you don't know, replay mode is your best friend. Also, what I'm noticing is some dash blocking happening. And dash blocking is generally a bad idea because we are moving without committing to anything. Usually if you're going to move forward, you're going to go in with a plus frame advancing attack. And if you're going to move back, you're waiting for something to whiff. But doing both kind of puts you in a state where you do nothing. And then you walk up to them for them to run their offense. And that's why dash blocking is generally not a good idea. Especially in this state of the game where you kind of just need to commit to your option and choose your mix-up. So now instead of doing that, let's kind of replace it with while running 1+2. And he might have stepped into that, right? You don't know. He could have. Or we could be backdashing, waiting for a move to come out, and then whiff punishing from there. So maybe, for example, those twin pistons would have whiffed. And then that would have given us an opportunity to punish. Who knows? But this is kind of how you should think about the mid-range. Jumping into the second match of this set, let's see how this goes. There's Kazuya trying to do that sidestep right again. Thankfully, we catch him with the last part of our punch parry. A lot of forward 1-3 coming out. And Kazuya doing his regular loop. Down back 4. He always steps right there. Good. You actually did track him. It looked like you knew exactly what he was about to do, so that was really good. Making that adjustment. Good sidestep, nullify his sidestep. Oh wow, what a great punch parry. So I want to address why this round went so well compared to the last match. You are adjusting to his sidestep right, which means he has to choose a different option to deal with your offensive pressure. So after this hell sweep loop is complete, he chooses a mid, and now it's your turn. But the problem is, you're relying on this 1+2 and kind of hoping that it works. And the moment this gets blocked, we have the opportunity to parry, and that's about it. Your offense kind of falls apart from there. And now our back is against the wall. And it happened all within about a second or two. So what I would highly encourage is when you're playing the neutral, really prioritize your lows and your throws, because this is safe and consistent, but we can't rely on this actually landing every time. Also, we're not conditioning them with 1+2 as it's a mid. So ideally, when we have this very gracious time to go up and pressure something, make sure it's a low or a throw. Get this Kazuya to think about your lows like you're thinking about his hell sweep. And I do have a video on how to set these lows up with pretty high consistency. It's called How to Make Asuka's Lows Actually Scary. So I'll definitely check out that video. So, and yeah, here you are tracking his sidestep right, so that's amazing. Immediately setting up with unblockable. Perfect. You beat his heat burst with your heat burst. E-dash to keep that safe. And then a beautiful punch parry to end the round. So now in the second round, I think there's a lot of block punishment opportunities that we're missing. It really just comes down to, if you don't know, then grind replay mode, or practice it in the lab. I think it's worth punishing his down forward 2 as it's -12. Same with while standing 2, which is this move right here, which is -18. This allows you to use your forward 2, and it is guaranteed. If you block while standing 2, you get this forward 2 and a combo. And with down forward 2, you can just use your 12 frame punish. And he's giving you these opportunities. It's just worth it to learn that those are your block punishment attacks. Oh, wow. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Well, he gets a favorable trade. Gonna take you to the wall. Spring attack. Okay, that's a really decent option against him. Nice sidestep into back 4. Activate heat ideally. Perfect. And then there's that mid. So make sure that you are, because these aren't going to have a whole lot of success yet. Right? He's not conditioned to duck, because he's not seeing those throws and lows just yet. So we can expect those mids to get blocked. Good. Chose the right punish with Rage Art. Nice. Caught him stepping. Caught him stepping again. And there's the throw. Perfect. Run up back 4. Up forward 3. You catch him with back 4 again. Good. I like your options. Drops his combo, thankfully. Another back 4 lands. Then, okay, interesting, nice, good punish. All right, getting into the last match of the set. Okay, Whiff punishes the forward 4. Gets to the wall. Wall combo. Down 3 to get up. It's decent. I like the aggression. But it's still that 1+2. I don't think he's conditioned enough for that to be super useful just yet. So all these mids and highs are the likelihood of it working is pretty low. So there's that low finally, and it lands. There, he breaks it. Oh, sweet. Good block. Time's running out. Oh, heat smash here. Ooh, rage art. Okay, nice. Let's break down this first round. This whiff punish, I can't really blame you for. It happens. He spaces out your forward 4 and he punishes it. But once we get to the wall, we want to get away from the wall. So I would actually take this time after this knockdown to side roll away from this wall. Or once you do your recovery kick, I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out from this wall. I don't want to be near it. Because that gives Kazuya even more potential to keep his pressure up. So I'll be doing one of those two things. Try not to stay flat with the wall. And then, kind of like how we talked about earlier, this 1+2 is not going to be super useful just yet. Because if we turn on Kazuya's inputs, he's just holding back. And that will pretty much mean that the 1+2 is never going to land. So I would actually take that opportunity, use down 1+2 instead. Alright, and get that going. So here's the perfect opportunity to use it as well. Instead of this down back 1 that comes out right here, this should be a down 1+2. And good parry here. And again, we don't really want these mids just yet. The low lands. I do like that you went for the throw there. He just so happened to break it. Hell sweep, block. And we beat him with the rage art at the last second. Getting into this second round. Okay, so more whiff punishment coming from Kazuya. Yeah, look at how your movement is. Our back is against the wall, but you're actually backdashing into the wall, kind of keeping you stuck in this corner. And I want you to be aware of that. So he gives us a little bit of space as well. So I'm getting out. Right, we're gonna sidestep block, and get out of that corner as fast as possible. So he's gonna do his wall combo. Or he's actually gonna spike, okay. Oh, he mixed himself up. Huh. Interesting. Round 3. So at this point in the set, I would kind of be expecting him to do a sidestep right here. And I would try and beat that with a forward 4. Ooh, good. We caught him with down forward 1-4. Straight to the wall. Your ender, great. He just so happens to step it. There's that throw. He's breaking a lot of the throws, so I would definitely value down 1+2 more against this particular player. Okay. So this is kind of the situation where I would say just representing the right moves would make your life a lot easier. Because after this string is over, he is -14. So we could just punish it. Or we could use that time to set up our offense. Jumping in around 4. Immediate down forward 2 to start the round out. We'll see how he likes to get to the wall. Does not get all the way to the wall. Good. Can lands. Sometimes you'll have time to try and guess a wake-up kick. So let's say your unblockable whiffs like it did here. There will be times where you can actually buffer your sabaki, like your low sabaki. I don't think it'll be possible here, but we could do like a low parry, right, just in case our kick whiffs. And there will be some cases where you can also use your regular kick parry. So keep that in mind too if your kick goes over their head. Do something like that. Twin pistons. There's that sidestep right again from punch parry. Look at it one more time. Boom, there it is. There's the sidestep right. Activating heat. Great. Okay. So the biggest things to focus on right now are when people are sidestepping you, what to do with that. And generally, forward 4 is going to be your best friend. Up forward 1-2 will also work in certain scenarios. Your representation, I want you to use down 1+2 a bit more, because 1+2 isn't as consistent unless your opponent is conditioned. So this Kazi is a pretty good example of someone who is not conditioned to block lows, and he's blocking every 1+2 that lands. And we can kind of get more success if we represent a bit more consistently with those lows. And when I play at this range, I would definitely practice using your jab down forward 1 to beat a lot of these cheeky options. So if you guys want to get featured in the next video, leave your character, what you're struggling with, and your Tekken ID in the comments below. If you want private coaching, the link is also in the description. And as always, have a great day, guys.